What are your top 3 places you have been to and why?
The top 3 places I've been to, well, one is Germany. I don't know if that's a surprise to anybody, but I went to Germany in high school, and it's kind of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. So I love people that I got to talk to. The food is decent. I'm not a huge fan of German food, but it's okay. And yeah, so Germany is definitely one. I was in Thailand for a while, and that was really cool. While I was there, I kind of struggled a little bit. I wasn't as adventurous as I should have been, but it was still really cool. I liked the atmosphere of Bangkok. It was very there's people everywhere, and
Kind of like New York?
yeah, like the smells of the city. Some of them are really bad because it's just very, very populous, but so the city, like the sounds and the smells and everything, it was just kind of overwhelming, but kind of in a good way. So Thailand was cool. And then Washington, D.C. is also one of my top places because that's also kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing as well. So D.C. is just it's got so much more than just like the museums and stuff that everybody knows about. The museums and monuments and stuff is all good, but there's such cool neighborhoods throughout the city and stuff, and a lot of good restaurants, and like the ethnic makeup is crazy. Like you walk down the street and there's just like Ethiopian restaurants everywhere. It's super cool. Yeah.
What are some 3 unpopular movies that you watch?
Oh, unpopular? Or popular in general, or just my top 3? One where probably not that many people like it is Joe Dirt. It's a comedy with David Spade from I don't even know when it was made, in the 90s I think. And I don't know why, but it just makes me laugh every time, and my life motto comes from that movie. And the motto is, it's life's a garden, dig it. And I just think that's a good way of thinking about things. Like we're just living life, and we just need to do what we want to do with it, right? So Joe Dirt is one. Kind of on the same wave is Animal House, which is also a good one. And then on a more serious note, I really like The Gladiator.
I've seen any of those.
Yeah, they're all good. Well, okay, good is a loose term depending on. Gladiator, I'd say, is like a good movie. Animal House is good comedy. And Joe Dirt is like kind of one of those dumb movies, but everybody needs one of those in their list, right? That just makes them laugh, you know.
What are top 3 books that you've read in the past 5 years?
I'm really into like political books. So the top one I can think of is called The Back Channel, and it's about diplomacy basically and negotiating with countries that you don't really want public negotiations with. So a place like Russia or like Iran, right? So how we negotiate with them and how we do different things. Like you have to create these back channels that nobody really knows about, and that's how you get things done. Like the Iran nuclear agreement and stuff, that was all done in secret for the longest time, and that's kind of what that book is about. And then the next one is kind of similar. It's called Worthy Fights, and it's by Leon Panetta. He used to be the defense secretary in the United States, and he was also the director of the CIA. And so his perspective is just kind of talking about, fights that we need to have, whether it's military or just in general, or personal fights that we need to take on that, for good reason. And then the last one I would say is called Crisis Point, and it's by 2 senators. They were on opposite sides, Democrat and Republican, and they were just talking about, what we need to do to kind of bridge our gaps and actually move forward as a country. So those are them. They're all good.
Dankeschön.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dankeschön. Dankeschön, Dankeschön.